For the best gameplay capture there is, pick up an Elgato today. Links are in the description.
Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to another Return to Glory career mode. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally going to be doing our first team outside of the UK. A lot of you have been asking me to try to do other teams in Europe and just other clubs. Obviously, we've done a lot of championship teams. We did Rangers in the Scottish League, and now we are moving to Italy. We're doing our first Return to Glory with a club which it's going to be a real, not necessarily big task, but in comparison, it's much, much bigger. It's AC Milan. The task that I'm setting myself is an absolute mountain in comparison to some of the stuff I've done before, like Leeds, yeah, sure, they've had a pretty good side back in the day. Obviously, Nottingham Forest as well, Rangers too. But AC Milan, though, about a decade ago, they had one of the greatest ever teams Europe has ever seen. And recently, well, they have really been struggling. I mean, they're slowly getting it back on track, or it seems that way, but it's really not going well for them in comparison to what it was 10 years ago. And so that is where we come in. I have got 5 seasons to do as much as possible with the AC Milan team to build it back up to the incredible quality that it once was, to try to get them to do damage in, of course, European football, and to try to get them back and winning and dominating Italian football. So let's begin it then, guys. I hope you enjoy. It's the AC Milan Return to Glory. So it is the first season with AC Milan, and finally a real big club in these Return to Glory career modes. Let's go for it. And my expectations for this career mode, for these 5 seasons, is to get to the Champions League and to try to win the whole damn thing and to try to go and win the Serie A as many times as possible. Considering the history of AC Milan, I'm not just rolling with any, random old championship team here. This is AC Milan. This was the team that was at one point one of, if not the best in the world, and we have to try to get them back up to that point. It's also going to be a little bit less challenging this time around, considering the fact that we have a serious budget in comparison to some of the other budgets that we've had to work with before in the past. We have about 60 million worth of a transfer budget and just a little over 400 grand worth of wage. That also means, by the way, that I don't really have to worry about trying to find the best valued player to pick up. I can just go for anyone that I want to get. And that's why, instead of going for so many pre-contract signings and players in the last year of their contract like I have been doing, I'm going to go for players that I really want. And I might be able to get almost all of them in the first season or two. I've also, by the way, got an insane amount of players loaned out as well. A lot of the players that we have loaned out don't really have extremely high potentials or anything like that, but it's crazy how many we do. And then, of course, a few loaned in players in Pasalic, Deulofeu, and then of course Fernandez. So I have advanced ahead a little bit. Like I showed you before, I've got a ton of players in my shortlist. I've got so much cash to spend and to burn. I'm going to see how many players I can pick up in the first window. Now that we have the information for pretty much everyone in my shortlist, and as you can see, they're all players that are around about like 70, I would say high 70s to just low 80s. First player I want to try to pick up will be Davide Zappacosta, a right back that I'm pretty interested in picking up. Looking to hopefully pick this man up for about 15 million if possible. I'm going to lowball them with 12. I could do with the new centre midfielder, or maybe even 2. So to be honest, I'm going to go for every single one of these players. That's Bakayoko, Benassi, Dahoud, and then of course Naby Keita. I would also love to buy another striker, a guy that really wouldn't be displacing Carlos Bacca at the moment, but someone that could grow and eventually become my star striker in the future in the next later season. So that player is either going to be Andre Silva, Batshuayi, or Mbappe. And I think I might want to go for a Kylian Mbappe because he obviously has an outstanding potential. Despite that, I'm going to put an offer down for both of those 3 players and we'll just see who we can get the best deal for. Alrighty then, so almost all the players that I wanted to go in for have accepted their contracts. Now I've got to decide who I sign because of course I don't think I'll be able to get every one of them. First player I want to get is Zappacosta because I think I'm getting a really good deal for him here. We're paying less than his value and he's not even in the last year of his contract. That's beautiful. Next up, I'd love to get 2 centre midfielders, and I think I'm going to go in for the 2 that have agreed in Bakayoko. So that's going to take out, pretty much, we're leaving us with 33 here. The other one is Benassi. Now, let's see how much this leaves us with. I don't know how much wage how much transfer budget and all that stuff. I'm not too sure. I want to get 2 good centre midfielders though, so we're going to get these guys. Now then, I've got 2 strikers left here. We've got Andre Silva and then of course Kylian Mbappe. We will see out of these 2 if we can afford any of them. Obviously, I want Mbappe the most, so let's see. Can we do it? Yes, we can! We have the budget for it. It can be automatically adjusted, you beauty. So that's very nice then. We're now really starting to build a bit of a younger squad, nicely rated, that are going to grow. They've all got high potentials like Donnarumma, Romagnoli, Giglio can even grow up pretty nicely. Now, we add Zappacosta into the mix. We've got Benassi, Bakayoko, a very good rated centre mid already. And of course, if you didn't notice, I did recall Niang back into the team. Your boy Kylian Mbappe is on the bench at the moment just because Carlos Bacca is like 6 overall higher than him, but I don't know how much longer it's going to take for him to eventually overtake Bacca. When that happens, he's going into the starting 11. But the first window window for us is done. We signed the players that we wanted to. No one really left in the window either for us, but that's okay. Still though, we end up unfortunately losing our first. It would have been great if our first competitive game ended up being a win in a fucking trophy, but that is not to be. How did we start the league though? With a draw and a loss. Oh dear. All right, against Torino and Napoli. Some tough games there, but even still. A few more games now in September. Hopefully we can get that first W anywhere. Not from Udinese. What about from Sampdoria? No, still no. Another draw. Lazio, another loss. This is not going well for us. We're yet to win a game and it's freaking October. 6 games in, only 4 points. I know Milan are struggling right now and it's very apparent. October. Is it actually going to happen for us eventually? Another loss. A win finally against Chievo. Thank you if that's whatever. Chievo. Whatever. Either way. Whatever. It's a win. I like you. And a loss against Juventus. I'm not going to be too torn up about that. A win against Genoa. Okay, we're starting to get 3 points. We're starting to get some 3 points up in this place. Here we go. 3 more games in November. Then we'll take a quick look at the table. It's like 4 wins in a row or something like that pretty soon. The big derby. It's a draw. Okay. And another win. We started terribly, but now we're actually going okay. I say we're going okay, like we're 8th at the moment. I mean, we're at least improving with our results. And just quickly take a look at the results in December. Another massive win here. That's huge against Crotone or again, whatever. We beat Roma. That's a pretty good result. Another win against Atlanta and, oh wait, I think I pronounced it wrong. Atalanta. There you go. This is not an American city. This is Italy. But unfortunately, we lost against Bologna. Now, lads, because we spent a fair bit of our budget in the first window, we don't have an awful lot of cash to buy any more players. But I can pick up at least a few players on pre-contract. Because it's the first window, there aren't too many. But I think I'm going to pick up Kevin Prince Boateng. Just bring him back to Milan. Why the hell not? And I might even go for Paulinho as well. 28, 81 rated. He's just a good, I would say, player to have maybe either on the bench or starting or whatever. So we'll go with the 60 grand that Paulinho wants, really. I'm going to try to get Kevin Prince Boateng, but something tells me he might not be able to come back. Yeah, see, I'm not getting the option. He did just go to Las Palmas from Milan, so maybe that's got something to do with it, but we unfortunately can't get Boateng. It turns out, by the way, lads, that I actually do have a pretty decent amount of cash, as you can see. We'll go in for Issa Diop here. I've got 25 grand or so, or 25 mil worth of a transfer budget that we've raised in that time between the first window and now, and only 60 grand worth of remaining wage. I can probably pick up one of the cheaper players I have in my shortlist. So I'm going to go in for Diop here, and let's start it off with, like, let's say a $10 million offer. The other player I'm going to go for will be Malcolm. I don't think I'll be able to pick up anyone else with the cash that I have, but yeah, they're the players I'll go for. So Toulouse want just a little over 15 million for Diop, and they also want 25 million for Malcolm. Wow, that's going to be a fair bit, but Paulinho has accepted his pre-contract offer, so we're going to pick this man up, 60 grand. He's not ridiculously old, but 81 rated. We can take him into the team for sure. And it looks like we've come to an agreement for Malcolm here, and I am liking the fact that we're going to pick this man up. We've already got Suso at the right wing position, but I'd like to get this man anyway. I tried to go for Diop, but like Toulouse would be a pain in my ass, so I just wasn't going to pay for it. We're bringing in Malcolm instead. And we are seriously starting to put together a good young foundation for this AC Milan team. Like, again, Donnarumma, Zappacosta, Romagnoli, De Siglio. Our midfield's really looking quite young. Suso, we've just brought in, obviously, Malcolm. We've got Mbappe Lotin on the bench as well. Like Niang. And they're all growing. They're all going to get high rated. It's looking very good so far. But another transfer window is done. We again made the signings. Only the one pre-contract, Paulinho, who will join us next season. But now, let's look at the results for January. Caligari, it's a draw. A win, obviously. We're still in the cup competition. A win against Torino. Good stuff. A loss against Napoli. Again, unfortunately, they've beaten us. Still going in the cup. And we finish it with a win in January. And February. After this, we'll take a look at the table. We're seriously stacking the wins together. A draw against Lazio. A win against Fiorentina. And a win against Sassuolo. Are we putting on a late title charge here? I don't even know. Okay, no, maybe not. I am probably getting ahead of myself. I'm surprised that we're still not even in the top 5 after the recent results. I mean, it's okay for a rebuild season. That's all I'm going to say. Results in March, though. We're still going in the semi-finals. I don't know if this is a 2-legged affair or if we have to play a replay or whatever, but it's a draw. I don't know who's getting through to the final, but we will see. Another win there. We have not been able to beat Juventus this season, unfortunately, and another win. Literally, we come up against a tough opponent we might lose or draw. Everyone else we seem to be beating at the moment. Now for the games in April, and we do have another cup game against Sassuolo, a win again, very good result, and a win against Sassuolo. That surely means that we're into the final. Of course it is. Yes, beautiful result. And again, another win against Palermo. Draw against Inter. We have not been able to beat Inter this season, unfortunately, but they haven't beaten us. and another win against Empoli. And how the hell are we still not into the top 5? This is ridiculous. We're only 8 points below Inter Milan. Wow, are the team on top? That's quite surprising. I would have thought Juventus would have been walking the league, but no, not the case. Fiorentina in 3rd, Roma ahead of us, Lazio ahead of us, Napoli as well. But it's so frustrating. We've won so many games recently, but we're still not even close to the top 5 of European football. And now for the last few games in the league, we'll see where we finish. Probably not in the top 5. We're probably finishing 7th. God damn it. All right, 2 draws, 3 draws. It's definitely not happening. A win and another win. All right, undefeated for quite a while, you know. And we're going to face Inter Milan in the final, so it's a rivalry. I'll take a look at the table after this final. Let's go. Come on. It's Inter Milan versus Milan. We are the away side going into this, which is unfortunate. Probably not going to go in our favor, but let's just watch as it unfolds. Suso with the first goal. We might be able to pick up some silverware if we can hang on, maybe get another one. We'll see how it goes. Still plenty of time left to go. But imagine if we won a cup in our first season with Milan, when really I was just focusing on trying to rebuild the team. We are into the second half. Subs are starting to fly in. An injury for Inter. Still going, 20 minutes left. Is there going to be another goal in this competition? If so, who's going to get it? Time's running out. They find a late equalizer and we're going in extra time. Oh no. Is this going to penalties? Is there one more goal in store? 10 minutes left of extra time. I think it's penalties and oh no. Out on penalties. That is that. It's 4-3 and Inter Milan have they've gone and won it. An 85th minute equalizer. They take it to penalties and they win it. All right, well, I was not really expecting to win much this season. It's cool that we made the final. Fuck, but we've gone out to Inter Milan for crying out loud. That is awful. At least, however, though, we have finished in the top 5 this season, which is very, very nice. I will take that. And after just ages of winning and drawing and going on such an undefeated streak and not going anywhere in the table, to finish 5th, I'll take. Time for the squad report now as well. We get to see how some of the younger players in the side are growing. I see a lot of players going up by 2 overall here. That's kind of crazy. Almost every single player has gone up by about 2. But either way, some of the older players, and there are quite a few of them that are really getting on and dropping off. Some of the younger players as well, because there are a few. And we've got a ton of players loaned away too as well. So we'll see how they're all getting on too. But yeah, tons of loaned away players. You can see soon very much. It's insane. I don't know if any of these players we'll ever see in the starting 11 in the next few seasons, but still, we'll keep them in the side. You never know. And now into the next season with AC Milan. And after a pretty decent first season, better than I was expecting, we now move into season 2. And the starting 11 compared to what it was at the start of this career mode, it's not all too different, to be totally honest with you. I mean, there are a lot more 80 rated players, but in terms of just raw overall or collective overall, it's not too different, but the depth that we have and all the young players that we've added in make it so much better. And we get to continue to add to that as well with some even bigger signings this season. And again, because we get a fair budget, we can go in for even more players. I'm looking at signing one centre-back if possible. We've got Rugani and Diop we could buy straight away. These two we can pick up on pre-contract, which I might look to do. Maybe another centre mid as well. Naby Keita's another player I've had on my shortlist for a while. Could go for him. Isco's a player that we can get on a shortlist or on a pre-contract as well. Hell, maybe even going for another striker. I don't think I need another right winger. Suso's doing pretty well for us at the moment, and we just got Malcolm as well. So then, first things first, we've got the 2 centre-backs agreeing to contracts here. We got Diop, 15 or a little over 15 million and 40 grand worth of a wage. And then we got Daniele Rugani, who is 32 million and 110. Now, he's a better player, but holy shit, he's a lot more expensive in comparison, isn't he? He's got more than double the wage. It's going to cost more than double the transfer sum. And I think Diop could probably get to Rugani's rating in about a season and a half or so. So I'll be honest, I feel like if I get Rugani for that much, I won't be able to afford one other player, which I want to get. I want to get another centre mid and a striker. So I feel like if I get Rugani, I won't be able to afford him. To save some cash, we'll go with Diop, and I know that he's going to get to Rugani's rating in no time. Now for the next signing that we look to make here. It's Naby Keita here, 22 years of age and 81 rated, and I do want to get this man very, very badly, so we're going to pick him up. And now, can we afford Andre Silva? I'm not so sure. He's got a pretty cheap wage, so maybe it's possible. It is not possible yet. All right, well, we need to do some revenue raising if I'm going to get Andre Silva. And again, if I picked up Rugani, there'd have been no hope. And I've also made the final signing here, the striker Andre Silva, after selling off quite a fair few of my, to be fair, some of them are fringe starting 11 players, but pretty old. So I sold off some of my, kind of deadwood players. And to be honest with you guys, both of the signings that I've made so far are still going to be on the bench. Diop's going to be on the substitutes bench. Keita could go into the starting 11 really, but got him in the subs at the moment. And Andre Silva's still on the bench because, of course, Carlos Bacca is still pretty highly rated at 83. I tell you what I might do. I might swap out Benassi for Keita only because he's actually a little higher potential. So, yeah, I suppose that's the only reason, though. But that is the first transfer window of this season done. Let's get into the results for August. And again, we have gone out with a loss in the Super Coppa. This time to goddamn Inter. We're yet to get a win against our Milan rivals, which is really starting to eat away at me. A draw against Roma to start off the season and a win. Thank you. And then the next month is September. Obviously, we have the Europa League results as well. Now, Inter Milan. We finally have a win against Inter Milan. It's taken a little over a season, but we've finally done it. Now, moving on again. A draw in our first Europa League game. A win against Fiorentina. Another win there. All right, making a pretty good start in the Serie A. And another draw. And in October, after this, we'll take a look at the league table, which hopefully, given the next 4 games in the league after this one, obviously winning against Napoli, we could be on top. I don't know. I'm just saying. Have I unfortunately spoke too soon? No, that's another win. And how about in our group game? Finally, our first win in the Europa League 2. That's 4 wins now in a row. Barry, the other one. A draw finally comes to an end, our win streak. And then another win. We surely have to be on top of the table. Indeed we are, but only by a point after 10 games. Look, we've taken 26 out of a possible 30 in our first 10 games, and we're only just a point away from Napoli. 4 points from Juventus. I reckon if we keep up that form, man, we could be getting our first Serie A title within our second season. And if you guys want a bit of an update as to our group position, we actually unfortunately are not doing that well. We really need to get the wins in our next 2 games to try to finish in the top 2. Because if we don't do any better, we could be going out to bloody Standard Liège or whatever, and Panathinaikos. I think I got that right. I'm not too sure. But still, if we go out to those teams, then that would be, very unfortunate. But yeah, man, our Europa League push is not really going too well. Obviously, we lost this game against Standard Liège. That was the first one that we lost in the league. We beat Genoa, so it was still going pretty well in the league anyway. Not the Europa League, but the fucking Serie A we're doing great in. We have to beat Panathinaikos here. And we do. That's very good. That's very important. And Juve, we've beaten them as well. Well, now we are legit contenders. And finally, December, right before we get into the January transfer window, I think that's our first loss in Serie A. It might not be, but we haven't lost many games, that's for sure. And if we win this game, I think against Dundalk, then it surely means that we're in, and we do. We have got to be after taking 6 points from our last 2 into the knockouts. I mean, if we didn't make the knockouts of the Europa League, that's pretty fucking poor. Sampdoria, we beat. Udinese, we lost to, no bloody good. And a draw against Atalanta. So that, I don't know. It's interesting. Are we still top of the Serie A table? We'll find out. We are still top, and it's only by the 3 points, though. Where the hell are Juventus? This is extraordinary and unheard of. Turns out they're literally the position right below where that top 6 in the home screen cuts off, but they're 7th. They're 28 points, and they're 11 behind us. At this point, it's extraordinary. What has happened to Juve? Anyway, it is now time for me to go in and make some pre-contract signings, and obviously one player that, I haven't actually gotten before, I don't think, in these Return to Glory career modes, is going to be Isco. So we'll see if we can pick up Isco Disco if we can get him to AC Milan. Mario Balotelli, by the way, I know I've picked up a lot of strikers recently, and this guy, Balotelli, probably wouldn't be getting into the starting 11, but I just want to sort of bring him back to AC Milan because I remember he was a bit half and half. I wanted to bring back someone for the nostalgia. I tried doing it with Boateng, didn't work. Now we're going to try to do it with Balotelli. I'm also going to straight up buy another right winger if possible. It's either going to be Inaki Williams or Domenico Berardi. Either or I will take. Domenico Berardi, when it comes to the technical stats, is probably better. Inaki Williams is just an absolute physical bloody pace demon. So the first pre-contract signing I'm going to make Isco, 275 grand. It is a lot, yes I know, but I do have enough and I'm going to get him. The other pre-contract signing that's accepted, Mario Balotelli, I might hold off for, because if I go for him, it might not actually leave me with enough cash to sign one of these right wingers. Well, as it's starting to turn out, by the way, guys, as we approach deadline day, I'm not really going to be able to afford any of these right wingers, and I definitely... Well, actually, now that I'm starting to think about it, I really can't afford any of these right wingers. I don't think I will unless I make a big transfer. So, fuck it, I may as well just get Balotelli for free anyway. We can always buy at least one of those right wingers in the next transfer window anyway next season when the cash just gets replenished again. So let's get Balotelli. So with that done then, let's take a look at the results. We made 2 very nice pre-contract signings we're going to get next season, and we start off with a loss. Not the greatest ever. Are we still obviously in the cup? Yes, we are, because we play a game against Roma pretty soon. A draw against Lazio. A win against Genoa. All right, good. Roma, we're still in the Coppa Nazionale. I think I fucked that up, whatever. Fiorentina, a 0-0 draw, and another draw against Inter. Now for the results in February, and a lot of games left in here, both Serie A and, of course, in the Europa League. We're going to go up against, who is that? Mönchengladbach. A win against Bologna to start, a draw against Juve, a win, there we go. First group, or first leg, is a win against Mönchengladbach. Very good stuff indeed. Another win in Serie A. Are we going to finish it strong? Yes, we do. We're into the next round, the round of 16 in the Europa League, and another win against Chievo. So we're on for pretty much every competition that we're in at the moment. We're on for the Cup. We are on for, of course, the league, even though we're a point behind Napoli at the moment, which it looks like it's between us two. And then we're still on top, of course, in the Europa League. Now it's time for the games in March, and it's only the first leg, but 3-0 win against Bologna. I think we are through to the final yet again. Back-to-back appearances. We'll see who we face. I'm talking big trash, but I don't see myself losing at least 3-0 in the next leg. A draw against Roma. Now in the round of 16, a win against Berlin. Next game is a loss against Udinese, not too good there. And another win against Berlin, Hertha Berlin. That means we are through to the quarterfinals. Now, Sampdoria, we beat them. This game will be massive. If anyone wins this, they are probably the favourites to win the league. And it's us! Napoli we beat and we take 3 points. That's a huge 6-pointer. Or, as it would turn out, we really needed to win that game because if bloody Napoli did, they would have been way too far away from us. It would have been, 7 points clear, and it would have almost been over. So that win has kept us in contest. And I've actually just advanced all the way ahead to the end of the season. So all the games that we're going to take a look at, apart from, of course, the Cup final and potentially Europa League action, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, is what we've got ahead. Let's go. A win against another one. So that is a 6-0 win on aggregate against them. We're in the final. Beautiful stuff. Then again, I gave it away. But it was very apparent. A massive win against Carpi. Again, not sure. But a 5-0 win there. And now, Zenit. A loss. Not too good against them in the quarterfinals. We'll see what happens in the second leg. A draw against Sassuolo. A big win in the quarterfinal with Zenit. And we did actually go through on away goals. Very good result for us. A loss, though, against Atalanta, which means that we're really starting to crumble with our push for the Serie A title. A draw against Bari, and we need at least a win. A massive win there. A 5-1 win, but is it too late? 2 more games left to look at in May. Of course, we've got the group games here. A loss against Monaco. Is that home or away? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't even know what the result of the second leg is, but still, let's go. A win against Lazio. In the second leg, we lost again. So we go out in the semi-finals. We had the chance to go to 2 cup competitions. We couldn't make it, though, and it looks like that even though we've won the last couple of games, unless Napoli have really bottled it as well, we might not have won the league. We'll find out, though. I'm going to take a look at the league table to see where we finished after this cup final, though. Let's do it. Immediately, we start off with an injury to our striker. That is probably one of the worst starts that we could make, bar conceding. Incredible. 30 minutes in, not much has happened apart from that injury. Come on. We get the first goal. It's Deschiglio who scores it. We got the first goal the last time out we played this cup final, but we conceded a late one. And then, of course, Inter then got the penalties or got it done on penalties. Are we going to hang on this time with 10 minutes? We pick up a second, and you know what that means. There's no way we're letting it slip from there. It is going to be Deschiglio and Keita that get it done, and Napoli, or should I say, what am I saying? Oh, bottled it. Milan are going to win. And how about this, by the way, as well? Napoli, this is a massive surprise, have not even finished in the top 3. They're 4th. I thought if anyone was going to beat us to the league, it would have been them. In the end, it's Roma that have actually jumped up from out of nowhere and taken the title. That's extraordinary. Juve then finished 2 points behind us when they had such a poor start as well. That league was ridiculous. How did Napoli not finish at least in the top 3? That is extraordinary to me. Extraordinary scenes, that is for sure. Incredible. Now, let's finish up with the squad report for the second season. And how about Suso? 33 goals and 10 assists. Absolute monster. I bought in Malcolm because I thought I really wanted to play him. And then you've got bloody Bonaventura getting 30 goals and 8 assists as well. I didn't even see that. I've kicked him out for Benassi. I'm starting to think I should put him back in. Unbelievable. Even off the bench. But the goals, where we're getting these goals and these assists from, it's just ridiculous, man. It's kind of funny. And again, some of the other lower rated players, again, massive amount of performances and appearances from Locatelli there. Still not really putting together the incredible amount of goals, though. But either way, this is just a ridiculous season. We have not been able to win the Serie A yet. We have got our first cup win, though, in the, of course, in the Italian Cup. And now for the next season with AC Milan Season 3. Let's get it underway. And hopefully this is where we start to really begin to... I don't want to say the word dominate, but I hope that we start to really show our force. This is now the starting 11 that we get to work with. The front three looking quality, the midfield looking absolutely sensational, and again, still quite young and can grow to get better. The defense can still get a little bit more improved, but you've pretty much got 80s across the board except for Diop, who, let's face it, I think he actually was already 80 rated, but he dropped off, and Donnarumma, he just continues to get better. We're going to continue to add to the squad there as well. You're going to see quite a fair few pre-contract players in that shortlist, and still looking to get another right winger in either Inaki Williams or Domenico Berardi. I'll take either or, to be totally honest. These two players, I only want one of them, but they're the only transfers that I'm going to go for, really. I mean, I've got the cash now to get at least one of them, and I want to do that. All the other cash, I'm saving for pre-contract signings. But our first signing will end up being Domenico Berardi, the only right winger that we're going to get, and of course, he is going to be a little bit pricey, 500 million for him, and the wage 140. But you know what? I wanted to get him in. I know that Suso was insane for us last season, and he is actually still higher rated than Domenico Berardi, but at least there's a bit of competition and depth in that right wing area now. Because I got to tell you, Malcolm hasn't really been growing as much as what I'd hoped. Mbappe's continuing on pretty well, so I'm probably going to get rid of Baka. He'll go into there, and Mbappe Lottin can still stay on the bench. And that is literally all the transfers that we're doing in the first window, so we may as well get underway then. And finally, after 3 straight appearances in the Supercoppa, we've been able to get a win in it, and we are going to take it home. We beat Roma 3-2, and our first game in the Serie A was unfortunately a draw. Can't start off with a win. And in September then, starting off tough with a game against Roma, of course, the champions, the guys that somehow out of nowhere won it. We've beaten them away. Good result against them. Anyway, Lazio, another win. Good work. Our first Champions League game, a lot against Feyenoord. Not the greatest of starts there in that competition. And we've drawn against Inter Milan like so many times before. And finally, yes, thank you, a win. Now for the games in October, and we've got the 2 toughest games, or 2 toughest opponents in, of course, the Champions League that we have to go up against. A draw against Monaco. We lost to Feyenoord, but drew against Monaco. All right then. A win against Verona, very good there. A win against Napoli, good work in the Serie A so far. Manchester United, though, a draw against them. So only 2 points from our first 3. That is not enough to get us through at the moment anyway. Udinese, that's a 2-0 win. And Genoa, a draw. And it's 1-2 Milan at the moment. Inter Milan are on top at the moment, just 2 points ahead of us. Milan are currently second after 9 games with 21 points. And again, teams like Roma, Napoli, Juventus, nowhere to be seen. Now then, November, let's get back into it. Another win again, Serie A. We got to keep them coming because I want to win the league at least once. I'm sure it will happen. If we can do it this time, that'd be great. We need the wins. We need the wins. Thank you, finally, in the Champions League group stage. We're up to 6 points now after 4 games. Even that might not be enough, but either way, Bologna, that's another win against them, and they're doing quite well in the league. A win against Fiorentina, they too doing quite well. They were in at least top 4 or 5. And if we can win this game against Manchester United, I know that's a tough ask, but if we can, that might almost be the next stage, knockouts maybe, you know. Yes, we've done it. 2-1 win. And now the final games in December, going through them. A loss against Torino is no good. Sassuolo, win against them. Final Champions League group game, that's a win against Monaco. We are definitely in the knockouts. We'll see who else comes up with us or into the knockouts from our group. Cagliari, if that is right, again, a 2-1 win against them. And another win in the Serie A. I'm telling you what, we surely should be top. We should be, and we are, by about 6 points too, you know. Inter Milan, they're starting to drop off. If you look at 3rd place and 4th place, they're pretty far away from us as well. This could be the season if we don't bottle it. And I reckon it's about time we go in for some big signings with pre-contracts. I mean, we got Isco, that is one pretty big one before. Now let's go even bigger. We're going to go with ter Stegen. I'm going to try to pick up Nicolas Sewell. We're either going to get Johnny or Darmian. I'm thinking about Johnny because he's higher rated and younger. It only makes sense. We've got Marcos Llorente if we want him. Brozovic, we can steal him from Inter Milan. I'm still maybe looking at getting a left winger, Kingsley Coman. We cannot get Kingsley Coman on a pre-contract yet because he's only 22, but maybe Bongonda is another one we could go for instead. I'm throwing offers down for like literally everyone that I mentioned, all right? We might not get all of them, but I want to go for almost all of them. And almost every one of those players have accepted their pre-contract, so let's just go for it. I want to get a new quality left back if possible. DeSiglo has been there for a long time. Let's go for someone else. Now Nicolas Sewell, a real standout at the centre-back position. He's going to be the highest rated defender that we're going to have. Ter Stegen, probably not really a massive signing that needs to be made, but I'd just like to have another good quality goalkeeper. I think it helps. And Theo Bongonda, I would have loved to have got Kingsley Coman. We might still be able to get Coman depending on how much budget we've got. I know that the number says we've got like 44 million and 1.5. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's actually a bit glitched at the moment, but yeah, we'll get him too. And what about the other player that we're going for? Is it Brozovic, who is going to be, of course, in the last year of his contract with our rivals Inter Milan, and we're stealing them from them. So fucking cop that, mate. Let me see, by the way, if it is still possible to buy Kingsley Coman. If he is in the last year of his contract, if I can get him for a good deal, I doubt I'll be able to get him for any less than 30 mil, so we'll go with that. Do I actually have nearly 50 million worth of a transfer budget and 1.5 million wage? That seems extraordinary to me. You know what, guys? I've actually realized that the cash that I have, I don't think is glitched. For whatever reason, it just didn't strike me that I really had that much cash. And wages, the budget at time can like mess up and show you that you have way too much than what you actually do. But no, we do actually have that much. And Kingsley Coman is going to be joining AC Milan right now. We are buying him straight up. 60 mil is what he's going to be worth. But we are just adding to the quality of the team. So Kingsley Coman now goes in at left wing. We had Niang there, but he unfortunately said he wanted to be sold. So he's gone. Unfortunately, yeah. And so we pretty much brought him in as a replacement for that position. Still Andre Silva, still Suso up front. The midfield looking incredible. The defense looking great. And when, of course, we bring in Nicolas Sewell at the centre-back position, he'll replace Diop. And then we got a quality left-back in Johnny. Mate, it'll be over. And so they were all the transfers for January then. Let's finish off the season, hopefully, maybe with our first Serie A title. With a win against Juve, that's how you want to start it. Another win against Atalanta. Now in the Cup, we obviously beat Sassuolo. We're going to first Cagliari, if that's again how you say that. Sampdoria, another win. Literally, are we about to win almost as soon as I say that? Every single game in January, we drew that one. How about, yep, we're still in the cup competition. And then in February, let's see if we can get, again, more good results in the league. Another win against Juve. They seem to have crumbled, and we seem to have almost taken their place. Udinese, a draw. Napoli, a draw. At least we're, oh, for fuck's sake, I was literally about to say at least we're undefeated. We lose to Sassuolo. Well, we're definitely not going to win this next game. Hey, it works. I should just do that every time. I won't. Don't worry. Now, first game in the round of 16 Champions League. Benfica, a 2-2 draw. If that's away, I guess I'll take it. It's a good result, but we definitely would like to try to win the next leg if possible. And then another draw against Inter Milan. And it looks as though Inter Milan are actually going to be the team that might contest us for the title with only 12 or so games left. Juve are still in it as well, but it's really down to those three teams. Now for the results in March. We got the second leg against, of course, Benfica. The first leg against Juve in the Cup. We beat Lazio, which is good. Massive result against Juve. We have pumped them this season, haven't we? There's almost no way that we're going out of the Cup now in the second leg. Fiorentina, 2-1 loss, not good at all. We're allowing bloody Inter Milan back into it. Another draw. Now, this is interesting. Whoever that away result, whoever that away game, that first leg, whoever was the away team is going through. I hope it's us. I'm not sure yet. Now, taking a look again, we got Bologna, a 3-0 win, and the next one, Roma. It's going to be a draw. And look at this, man. Inter Milan are still in it. They're chasing us down, you know. They're only 2 points now with 8 games left to go. I'm not liking this. We need to be fucking perfect. We are still in all the cup competitions, though. So that's going to distract us, maybe. But geez, if we let Inter Milan catch us and win the league, I'll be furious. Now for the games in April, and we did make it through to the next round in the Champions League. We faced Chelsea, tough opponents. We have a draw against Palermo here. Again, that now means if bloody Inter Milan won, then depending whatever the goal difference is, they could be level. We're either level or they're above us. I have no idea, but it's nervy. We beat, again, Juve in the second leg. Beautiful stuff. We were always making it to the final. A win against Empoli. All right, good. First leg against Chelsea was a draw. Hopefully that is, again, the away leg or who knows, whatever. Still, though, next game, another win, good result. Now for the second leg against Chelsea, a loss, and that means 2-1 on aggregate, and Chelsea are going to go through. We are missing out. That is absolutely awful. Now for the final 2 games in April, a loss. This is not looking good, and a big win, but that loss, that I swear, if we're 3 points missed, let's see what the table is. Jeez, this is not good. Inter Milan have a game in hand, and they are 3 points behind us. If they win their next game, they will overtake us because of goal difference. We need to win our next 3 games. We fucking have to, and hope that Inter Milan slip up. Here we go then. Big season-defining games right here. Big win against Sampdoria. We had to get that one. This one, a draw. All right then. Well, if this next one is anything but a win, we're in trouble, and it is thankfully a win. But now we have to go to the table to see where we have finished. So I'm about to change page to the table. I'm about to see it for the first time. Have we won it? Have we slipped up to Inter? Let's find out. We've won the table. Yes, thankfully, we are going to finish on top with about 2 points to spare. Inter Milan, they nearly caught us, but no, we've done it and we've won the Serie A for the very first time. Juve finishing in 3rd, Napoli 4th, Bologna are in 5th place, so they're going to get Europa League. Crazy that other clubs like Fiorentina, Roma, and a bunch of other clubs, Lazio, will miss out. But there you go. We've finished and won our first Serie A title. And the double is on here as well, by the way. Look, here we go. Roma versus Milan. We are again getting an early goal every single time. We've played this competition 3 straight times. El Shaarawy, who is formerly AC Milan player, getting the equaliser for Roma though. Here we go. Nearly approaching half time. A yellow card for Bakayoko, but that is about it then. Into the second half. Making our first substitution. Still waiting for the next goal. At the moment, they've gotten the second, and that means that if we don't get an equaliser, they're going to win it. Is it going to be 1 of 3 in the cup? It is going to be 1 of 3, or we've won. What am I saying? We've won this cup final once, and we've lost it twice. Jeez, at least we're getting there. But I mean, if we're only winning 1, like, it's not a good strike rate. Would have been great to have done the double, but that is not to be the case this time. At least we won our very first ever Serie A out of these in this career mode. So I'm happy with that at least. And again, I'm seeing so many of the players that I bought right at the start of this career mode in the first season, still growing, still getting highly rated, and just building up an incredible starting 11. Like some of the players that we're getting in on pre-contract, some of the really highly rated players, even they are taking a back seat to the younger players that we bought earlier on in the season. It's so good when you've got that little bit extra cash to work with. So now then, into the 4th season with AC Milan, the penultimate season until we wrap this thing up, and hopefully now we get to really do damage, and hopefully we get to do damage in the Champions League. The starting 11 now, it's looking just quality in every single area. We've of course brought those new pre-contract signings in. We've got guys like Johnny and Sewell as well that have come into the starting 11, and it's looking sensational. I have some players I can get on pre-contract. I'm interested in getting this left back Abdul Babar Rahman now, although I might not need him really. But yeah, this is just looking it's looking good. As a matter of fact, I've just gone ahead and skipped the entire transfer window. Let's just get right back into the games then. Let's just start it off with a win in the Super Coppa. That's back-to-back in that competition. We featured in that every single one of these 4 seasons so far. Beautiful. Can we start off the league with a win? Yes, we do. 3-1 with Lazio. Then in September, the next game in the Serie A was a draw. Let's move on now. Udinese, a win against them. First group game in the Champions League, a loss against Porto. Not what we wanted there. And then a draw against Cagliari and a big win against Torino. And now into October, we're playing the 2 other teams that we have in our Champions League group, starting off with a win against Galatasaray. Not too bad against them. We got the 2-1 win in that one. We've got a draw, unfortunately, there. Liverpool we beat as well. So, started with a loss against Porto, won our next 2. That's pretty good. Fiorentina a win against them. And Sassuolo a draw. I don't think we've made as good a start to this Serie A season as we have in the past. Despite that, though, despite only picking up 19 points, it's still at least got us up toward the top. We're second at the moment. We have the same amount of points as Inter. We're a point below, or should I say above, Juventus, about 2 points above Roma, and then you've got Udinese currently on top. Now in November, Juventus, another win against them. Porto, the only team that beat us, we've lost to them again. Bit of a bogey team. I would have thought we surely should have been able to get the win against Porto, or at least once. Atalanta with a 4-0 win against them, good. Napoli a big win against them, and now Liverpool, a draw. What does that have us on? About 7 points after 5 games? That might not be enough. At least there is this though. Porto are absolutely killing it incredibly in our group. If they can beat Liverpool, then yes, they will go through. If we can beat Galatasaray like everyone else has been able to do in the group, then maybe we will go through because, of course, we have a higher goal difference than Liverpool. That is the only way. And then December, here we go. Starting off again, Serie A, win 3-0, good stuff there. Roma, draw, no good. Win against Galatasaray and a big one. Now, that's what we had to do. Now we just have to wait and see what happens with Liverpool and Porto. If Porto win, if they get 15 points, then that's what we need. We beat Inter, that's good, and we drew against Bologna. Now, we'll take a look at the results. I don't feel confident, but if they've done it, then that would be beautiful. They didn't do it. They drew their game again. No, that means we're gone. We're out. We got 10 points in our group, but it wasn't enough. That is extraordinary, Galatasaray. You are so fucking shit. Nah, you're an embarrassment. Fuck you, Galatasaray. Just fuck off. What is that? 10 points we didn't get out. Incredible. At least, however, we're top of the Serie A and we're still going to be going for the double, which we have not been able to do yet, so that is the challenge for this season. But again, I just can't seem to do well enough in the Champions League in just 5 seasons, even with AC Milan. I mean, yeah, sure, I got 10 points, but it's like, if I don't even get out the group, like, what is happening? And we have 2, or should I say 3 pre-contract signings agreeing to a contract now. We've got tons of cash, but these are the only ones that I'm going to make, and then that will be it. I don't think we'll make any more transfers after this. We'll just go with what we have. Marco Verratti, we're bringing the Italian back to Serie A, if he even was in the Serie A in the first place, but we're bringing the Italian back to Italy. Eric Bailly is going to be another quality centre-back that we're going to pick up as well. And then we're also going to go for, how about this, Paulo Dybala. I bought him with Rangers once before, but for whatever reason, he never actually showed up into the team. But we have made those 3 signings right there. They'll be joining us next season. And man, I might even go maybe to try to buy 1 or 2 more players, but if I don't, then I'll just, yeah, you'll find out soon. Here's what I'm going to try to do. Since I've got a fair bit of cash, I want to go for another quality defender, and it's going to be the one and only David Alaba. If we can sign this man, it will be expensive, then that would be a big one. And Bayern Munich have accepted a $50 million offer. That's pretty expensive, but he's worth more than that. Can't believe they've accepted that. David Alaba wants just under $250,000 a week. That is quite a fair bit, but hopefully it's enough. And well, that wasn't hard at all. David Alaba has joined Milan. He'll be coming to us for, and again, we unfortunately, by the way, if you can tell that we got a little bit of extra cash, I had another player just unintentionally and involuntarily, it just left on me and I had to sell him, or the board sold him automatically, Bakayoko. So I am going to go and buy another midfielder now, but Alaba is now going to be joining us, for crying out loud. But since I'm done now with January, getting those pre-contract signings and David Alaba, what a quality left back, I think I'm now finished. We're going to have to continue on in the Cup competition, hopefully. We're going to continue on in Serie A and, of course, continue on in the Europa League. Unfortunately, not the Champions League. Genoa, we've started off with 2 wins, a draw, but obviously we made it through to the next round since we have Sampdoria. A win, that's 4 wins in the league in January, and we're still going through to the semi-final. February now, and we are going to be playing Stade Rennais in the Europa League round of 32. We got Fiorentina a win against them as well. Another win. We are still going. Roma, another win. A draw against Chievo, and now let's go into the Europa League with a starting off a 2-1 win there. Good work. And again, Napoli, another win. How many W's? Oh, not many. Wait a minute. This is interesting. 3-2 and a 2. So it's level at what? I'm so confused. Is it 4? Wait, no, hang on a minute, I'm so confused. It's 4-4 on aggregate, that's right, I got it right the first time, cool. But who played the away leg? Who's got the most away goals? I guess we'll find out soon, but at least as we take a look at the table, we're 7 points clear. Juve, obviously the team in second. Roma are about 11 points behind us too, so if any team is going to catch us, it will be Juventus. But I'm telling you what, I'm liking the way that we're looking. Well, as you can clearly see from the Europa League standings, we didn't even make it to the round of 16 because, yes, Stade Rennais did indeed knock us out, which means that they got more away goals than us. And it's like, again, we've been knocked out on away goals. We get 10 points in the fucking group in Champions League, and that still is not enough for us to be promoted. Like, I don't fucking understand. Man, it has been so fucking annoying and stressful, European football. It's just not going to happen for us this season. Maybe next season, I don't know, when we have a superstar team, but the European football this time, nah, not happening. Still, we're looking to hopefully do bits. Of course, I think the Serie A might be wrapped up at this point. We're doing very well in it. We've won again in the semi-finals against Napoli, which means we're through to another final. We've made 4 straight consecutive appearances in the Italian Cup final. Losing to Sampdoria, though, a big win against Bologna, and a win against our rivals in Inter Milan. And this is pretty interesting. There's only 3 games left to go. We have Juventus coming up in our next game, as you can see. And if they win that one, they're still in the contest. If we win it, it's game over. Let's see how these final 3 games went then, starting with the big one. A win against Juventus, a 4-0 pumping, and you know what? That's that then. We've just won the league. We just have. I mean, it's still mathematically possible, but oh my God. No, now it isn't that. Now it is mathematically impossible. We've done it. It's won. We are the Serie A champions yet again, back to back. But now can we do it in, of course, the cup as well? Can we do the double? That is what we want. We have never done the double before. We tend to get pretty early goals. I was literally about to say we tend to get early goals in this cup final. But yes, we've done it again. We are 1-0 up already with about half an hour into the game now. The first half is over. That's literally the only thing. Subs are starting to come in. Suso gets a second, and now we are in the driver's seat. The fact that we're playing at Atalanta out of every other team that we could have faced, it's 3-0 now. We are going to win our second cup. It's going to be the first time that we do the double in this in this career mode. We've lost 2 finals and we've won 2 finals now. So, all right, I'll take that. Now for the squad report for the 4th season, and once again, this has just been another good season of steady growth. Plenty of players. Actually, the goals have been shared around a little bit more in my starting 11 compared to in previous seasons. We've got still quite a fair few players getting like double-digit goals there, which ain't too bad. Anyway, though, still continuing on. Some of the older players, some of the more Deadwood players, and I'm getting right toward the bottom of my short squad report here, and I'm still got players in the 80s and stuff like that. Like, it's a very well-stacked team. Come on, we have to do damage next season. And now then, for the final season with AC Milan, it has been an interesting one. We've won the cup competition twice. We've won the league twice. We did the double last season, but European football has still evaded us, unfortunately. We haven't really made any real progress in that. Can this be the season? With this starting 11, surely we can. Every single player is 85 rated or higher. The defense is absolutely spectacular. The midfield is great. The attacking is great too. And on top of that, we just got a couple of pre-contract signings that I'm about to put into the team. This is what the team looks like now. We have got Paulo Dybala up front at striker. We actually got him into the team this time when we bought him on a pre-contract. That's nice. Verratti is the other one, 90 rated. And Eric Bailly. We nearly got 3 pre-contract signings and they were all 90 rated. No, but Bailly is 89. That's still fine though. Look at what that takes our team to. I know that last time with Leeds, we had an incredible team, but we finished like nearly got relegated from the Premier League. If that happens again this time, I don't think it will. But hopefully we can do something in the... Please just get to at least like the semis of the Champions League or like even the quarters. I'll take anything. And we're not even worrying about transfers this time. The team that we have, surely we're not going to be able to improve upon much anyway. So let's just get into it. We go 3 times back to back in the Super Coppa. So at least we've done all right with that. Good work there. Starting off brilliantly in the Serie A with a loss against Napoli away, but thankfully we bounced back with a big win. Now for September, and I'm taking a look at our Champions League group, and so far I can't really believe the teams that we have. Feyenoord, I mean, I'm skipping ahead here. It'd be really embarrassing if we lost any of these games, but Feyenoord and Spartak Moscow are 2 of the teams in our group. And the other team that we have is bloody Arsenal. That is one of the easiest Champions League groups I think I've ever seen. But anyway, looking at the other games that we got, a win, and a draw. We nearly had all of the wins in September. And then October, after this, we'll look at the league and we'll see how we're going. We're getting a lot of wins. Unfortunately, the second loss of the season against Fiorentina. Arsenal, a win against them. 9 points already after 3 games. I know that we got 10 points last time. It didn't go up, but that surely means we're going through. Another win in the Serie A, a draw, and another draw. And well, I did not think that we were making this poor of a start, but after 10 games, we've only taken 18 points. I don't know. I thought we were doing a little better than that. I know we lost a couple of games, but wow. Yeah, so we're only 5th at the moment, early days, but not the greatest of starts. We're doing at least a pretty good start in the Champions League, if that's anything. Games in November, though. We have 4 straight Champions League group stage. We're going for 18 points, if possible. We've lost to Inter Milan. Man, it's not happening for us in Serie A. And Juve, a win, thank God. Feyenoord. Oh, we can't get 5 straight games. We're definitely finishing top of our group for sure. Now for the last 4 games of the year before we jump into 2021, and it's another draw here. We need to start getting more points in the bloody league. Arsenal, though, a win against them. That's 16 out of 18 points taken in our group. Perfect. Absolutely sensational. Now continuing on. Roma. Win against them, good. And a 4-0 win against Palermo, that's right. We're definitely into the Champions League knockouts, that is for sure. But, unfortunately, we're a total of 9 points away from Lazio. 5 points away from second place Napoli. So, I think if we can just gradually go up and up and up the table, maybe we'll close in on Lazio. But, mate, 16 games in and to be 5th for the team that we have, I'm starting to sense a little element of the Leeds United return to glory, where we had such an incredible team, but we were doing shocking in the league. Plenty of games in January. Let's go. Starting off with a win, all right. We need as many of those as possible. Nice. Lazio, we beat the team on top. Another win in the Coppa. Now, I've just been avoiding the name. Let me see. What's it actually called? The Coppa Nazionale. Oh, maybe it's a good thing I was avoiding it. Nazi. All right, no, we don't want that. Anyway, moving on. 4th win in a row. Beautiful stuff. A win against Genoa. A draw against Empoli. That's not great. Napoli, another win. Are we going to go to our 5th straight Coppa Nazionale final? Who knows? And then a 3-1 win against Atalanta. And before we start moving forward again, look at the team that we've drawn in the round of 16 in the knockouts. It is Monaco, who we have to knock out next. Let's hope that we can. Win against Genoa. Win against Juve. We beat Inter. We beat Lazio again. It's looking much better. We beat Udinese. We drew to Monaco. Is that an away leg? I don't know. We'll find out. And we drew against Verona. We are well poised at the moment to overtake Lazio, who we've actually beaten twice in recent months, which is sensational. And of course, still in the cup, still of course in Champions League. And obviously we still have, we got that 2-2 draw. Who knows, we might be knocked out by Monaco. I wouldn't be able to stomach it. And in March then, obviously we have the first leg. Another big win against Sassuolo. That surely means we're through again. And Napoli we beat as well. Very good. We lost to Sassuolo. Oh man, you know, I don't really know if I had the choice of winning and losing one of the games, whether it would have taken the league or the fucking cup, but either way, moving on. What about in this second leg? A win against Monaco. That is what, 5-3 on aggregate. Man, we do go through to the next round. We'll see who we face then, and a win against Sampdoria. But now for April, and we are drawn against Dortmund in the quarters. I mean, I know I said I'd be happy with quarters, but I'm not. I would not be happy with quarters. I want at least the semis. Please. Torino we beat. Sassuolo, another win against them. We're into the final. A loss in the league. Bologna, no good. First game is a 2-0 loss to Dortmund. I don't like my chances now. This is not good. A draw against Barry. I don't even like my league chances anymore. No, we lost 3-0 in the... We don't even make it to the semis. The furthest we get in the European competition is quarterfinals of the Champions League. The final 8. With that sort of a team too as well. A win against Fiorentina. Please win this next game. Oh no, I don't know. It's going to take Lazio really have to be struggling for us to even be close. And as it turns out, it's not as bad as what I think it is. We're a point behind Lazio. We could very easily have been top right now if we had just done a little better in any of these games that we missed out on. But Juve are only 3 points behind them as well. So they're still in the hunt. We need to win every single one of these next 3 games that we have left. Lazio just need to drop points once. That's it. So let's begin it then. We need all 3 wins. And even if we can get them, we have to rely on Lazio to drop something. First game. All right, a win. Good. Next game. A win. Next game. Yes, there we go. All right, I'm celebrating, but at the same time, Lazio need to have lost or drawn 1 game. Let's find out. I haven't seen the table yet. I have not seen the table yet. That's it. We finish on top again, and that is an 80-point. It's an 80-point victory then. Lazio finishing on 77, Juve third on 73. Well, European football, not going to happen. But this is our second Serie or third. I've completely lost track. It's another Serie A title. And now we get to wrap up the career mode with one last cup final against Fiorentina this time. We've won the league 3 times. We have made it to the final of the Coppa Nazionale 5 times in a row now. Every single season we've been in the final here, and we have lost twice, won twice. We always score an early goal. Dybala getting it this time. Incredible. 30 minutes, like nothing changes. 30 minutes in now. Now half in, and we still have the lead. Subs are starting to fly in. Will someone pick up a goal with 30 minutes left in the game? Can we get that second and breathing space? We do indeed, Domenico Parati. Oh, they've gotten a penalty back though. There's still time. 5 minutes. It's happening, is it? No, it's not. 2-1 win. Yeah, we go. It's a double again. We've done the double again. We did the Italian double last season. We did the Italian double this season. We just did the double. But now it is time for one final squad report now that it's all done and wrapped up. Let's do it. The team looks absolutely incredible. I mean, it's a real shame that we couldn't do anything really accomplish much when it came to the European side of things. Not even in bloody Europa League, unfortunately. We got knocked out almost immediately as soon as we made it to the knockouts by bloody Stade Rennais. It did not go well for us. We made it to the quarterfinals this season. That unfortunately still in my books isn't good enough for the incredible team that we have. But 3 Serie A titles and 3 cups I'm happy with. As I said before, 3 league titles, 3 domestic cups, 0 continental cups. Our biggest win was a 5-0 pumping of Carpi. Our biggest defeat was a 3-0 loss to Lyon. Our record transfer fee was 60 mil. I can't even remember who that was. I bought so many players in this window or in this career mode. 177 wins, 60 draws and 40 losses. I'm amazed by that because it kind of feels like I should have a little more draws and a little more losses, but no. Dominant, absolutely incredible, brilliant stuff, AC Milan. But there you have it, guys. Another Return to Glory career mode is done. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, leave in the comments down below the next team that you want me to return back to glory. And of course, we'll have another one of these next week. But until then, guys, my name is MasterBucks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.